Alright, this is an overview of my Astroneer base on Glacio. I love Astroneer, it's a pretty fun game, still very buggy. Hey devs, if you ever watch this, it's still got a lot of bugs in it. In fact, it crashed on me just a minute ago. Whatever. So, I've learned to save often. So I get to Glacio as soon as I possibly can. That's my main goal starting any build or any new game, because Glacio is it's a good place to get the titanium, so I can build the canister, the silos that I like to start getting a lot of product. It's also really good for bites because the rocks, I don't know what they're called, down underground are really there's a lot of it, and they're worth like 5,000, 4,000 bytes each. So I usually get down to the base, get to Glacio as soon as I can, and start setting up my base there, and it just becomes my main base from then. However, this is my first playthrough with the new automation stuff, so I'm gonna do a couple more playthroughs to see how I like playing it better. Now let me preface all this by saying I never have ever beaten this game, which is fine. I've never unlocked one of the power things on the surface. What are they, gateways or whatever it's called? I've never unlocked one. I've gotten to the center of the planets several times just to get what is it, Astroneer or whatever it is. But I've never unlocked the centers. I could care less about that because spoilers. If you've never played this game, spoilers, skip ahead 10 seconds. When you beat the game, it just starts over. There's nothing in depth about this game at all. Wait a few seconds for 10 seconds to pass. However, I really enjoy going in and mining and destroying stuff and building tunnels. I love the base building aspect. I love getting all the components. I love Factorio. I love those kinds of things. I love setting up bases. And so I've probably played this game dozens and dozens and dozens of times, just because I like starting over. I like the grind of it, if that makes any sense. So anyway, I'm going to go through how I have things right now, and this is mostly for my brother Tim, just so he can see. Let's get some light. So he can see how I play Astroneer. He can't really play very well, or he can play it well, but because of the controls, he gets motion sick too quick. So anyway, this is my land train. I've got 3 of the large rovers. Typically, when I am playing Astroneer, I only I start by getting the small train, right, the tractor, and it's 3 trailers. And that's really good for getting started early game. And then I get what are these? I can't use the right term. The medium storage silos. Again, that's why I come to Glacio as soon as possible to start getting those medium storage silos, because you can get a lot of material on there. Anyway, so I start off with the tractor, and then as soon as I can unlock the large rover, it's just amazing to get all 3 of these. But when I'm underground, I only use 1, because especially early rover, before I have a drill and a paver, it's really cumbersome to have all 3 of these together. When you're underground and you get stuck, you can't just back out. With all 3 of these, you're kind of stuck. So I only use 1, but on the surfaces, I like to have 3 going. So what I'm going to show right now is my extractor. Is that what they're called? The miners, the auto miners, auto extractors. I'm going to show my setup because I just realized that I've got one of them I need to move because it's empty. I've got an iron patch. So I got my drill. Got my paver, I've got an RTG, give me some power, I've got a soil canister in case I need to make a bridge or cut through a tunnel or whatever the case, and then I've got my junk drawer silo, just got all kinds of parts on it that I've just kind of collected. So anyway, I'm going to head out there I found a really good spot that's got a lot of resources, so I'm just going to set up camp there for a while. Head on out. And again, I really wish that there was like a boost module I could put on here. If I just, while I'm in a rover, and if I like hit left shift, if I could get like a 5-second 1.5 speed boost, that'd be super nice for these long hauls. Just give me a little boost. Anyway, going over to my beacons. And I apologize, I am not a streamer, and I really don't care. Just having fun. Yeah, and a lot of people are going to watch this. Well, I don't think a lot of people are going to watch this, but whoever watches this can be like, it's so inefficient. I really don't care about efficiency. I'm just here to have fun, all right? You just deal with it. So anyway, here is the auto extractor, and I've got it set to a large platform C, which is super nice because it just fits all my stuff right on there. I've got 2 RTGs, so I don't really have to worry about battery dying, or there's no wind, or there's no sun. This setup will work on any planet because it's powered by RTGs. Each RTG, which is a radioisotope thermoelectric generator, you can read it. These constantly just provide power, right? You've seen The Martian. He digs up the the radiator, the radiation, the cores. It's just providing power. So these generate 4 units of power each, give me a total of 8, which is exactly what this beast uses. And when these arms are on, it's constantly draining 1 unit of power per second. So it is kind of a pain, but I really don't care about, right now in my gameplay, I really don't care about setting it up to look for, you know, only turn on if there's a resource available in the auto extractor. I haven't played around with that. But this setup's nice because it's very simple. It powers the extractor. Let's see if I can move it real quick. Yep. Oh, bang. So when you move this around, see how that green bar shot up? That tells me the resource quality amount in that area that it's over. So just by moving it that little bit, that's the most I've ever seen it have. So I moved my little platform to be a little closer because I want the circle, the green circle on the left for my auto arm to pick up from the auto extractor. Let's just twist it around. Where's the output? There it is. So you can watch. Boom, right there. And you want to do that. You want to play around with this auto extractor. Just move it. See, every time I move it just a hair, that green bar goes up. Wow, I've never seen it that full. So I'm going to plug it in. Doink. He's going to start drilling because he's got power. And you can see here, maybe you can't see here, every time it scoops up, it's adding to, I think it takes 5 or 6 thumps to fill up a resource packet. And then turn this on. So I want, is it on? Turn it on. So when that's full, the arm's going to automatically grab it, and it's going to put it into the spot on the right, into the large soil canister, or the resource canister. By the way, I love these new resource canisters. Outstanding. Now, oh hey, let's go get some oxygen before I die. So that's how that works. Self-contained, just does its job. I can leave this because those large resource canisters hold 400 resources each, which is just outstanding. I love it. I can let this sit here for hours and hours and hours and go, specifically because it takes so long for the auto extractor to actually grab that material. Now, one thing I want to note, again, devs or anybody smarter than me, if you're paying attention or if you're watching this, these RTGs put out 4 units of power per second each. I know the arm is using 1 unit of power per second. This auto extractor is supposedly supposed to use, that was a dumb sentence, It's supposed to use 8 units of power per second. So if I turn this off, I still don't have a full meter. So I don't know if this extractor is working at full speed. I assume not, because it doesn't have full bars on the power in the power source. If I unplug that, you can see instantly that now the base platform now has 8, or it's full. But when I plug this over, come here, little fella. Plug that back in, it drops to half. So anyway, it's something to play around with. These RTGs are super expensive to build. It's like end game stuff because you need what, nanotechnology bytes or some crap. Nanocarbon alloy. You need to have those, and that just takes a lot of work and effort. So I don't want to put more on there because they're expensive to make. The reason I have this setup as is, in conjunction with the 3 rover train, is because when I pack, if I need to move all this to another location, let's say I've used all these resources, if I need to package all this stuff up, it's also handy for delivery. This is going to take 4 slots. This is going to take 4 slots. And then the base itself, when it's packaged, will take 4 slots. So that's 2, 4, 6. So if we come back to the train, we know right away that the extractor will go here, the base will go here, and the resource canister will go here, and I've got an RTG here and here, and then I can put the arm on the very back. So that it packages up everything really nice for transport, either for relocation or deployment. So that is my excavator setup. And again, a lot of people are probably saying, wow, it's so inefficient. You could do a better setup this way. Fine, do a better setup that way. This works for me. I like it, and it works. So I've got another one up here for my ammonium. Again, exact same setup. The arm's just going to grab whatever's there, and it's going to put it in the tank. Yep, there you go. Alright, so I'll head back to the base and show off what I've got going there. And again, I'm just learning as I play around more with the new automation stuff, things I can do. I saw One Last Midnight. You get 2 shout-outs. Watched all your videos, and helpful as always. And I noticed that there's some examples that you show in there, and there's only one thing that I really like that I use. No offense. But anyway, I'm playing around with this stuff and trying to figure out how I want to get it all set up for my next playthrough. So as you can see or not see, I got everything away from the shuttle, and this is just the default crater that I landed in. I just paved it over mostly. Took a bit. So I will park. All right. So this is a setup I really like. I've just got a large platform C out here. This is my production setup. So I've got the large printer, small printer, medium printer right here on the ends. So if I build something, it's out there. And if I build something, it's over on this side to get a little more room. And then the small printer just builds small stuff, so that's over there. That way it's easy for me to grab materials that I have and just plop them over there and build stuff. So I've got this set up in a almost a circle. I don't know what that's technically called, but I've got 3 of these platform Bs. This one here is what I call my tier 1 materials. So this is your stuff that you just grab. This is organic, resin, compound, graphite, just stuff you just find, right? This is the stuff that's just there and available. My second tier materials over here, that things need to be smelted or crafted in some way. So this is where my ceramic is, tungsten, titanium, all of those things that need to be smelted down from the level 1 are now on level 2. They're on its own slot, or its own, what is this, platform. And then over here is I got my level 3 items. Oops. This is stuff that is end game, or the final product, right? This is your nanocarbon alloys, your tungsten carbides, your rubbers, plastics, graphene, silicone. So all the things that are just, this is the final product, are over here. And it kind of, there's no alphabetizing. I just kind of throw them over, and then have to hunt for them when I need them. But it's really, it keeps things a little more organized. For me, in my mind, when I need to make, some more nanocarbon alloys, I can just come over here and grab what I need, plop it there, grab this, start making the stuff. Put everything back. Sorry for the quickness. So yeah, it's a pretty handy setup. I like it so far. I haven't really used it a whole lot. I've only been playing with it like this for a few hours. This is my smelting station. And again, one last midnight, I saw that you had all these different platforms and then arms and sensors. That's totally fine. You can do that. It's fun to learn how to use the sensors in that fashion, and I might use them later, but this works for me. I can drop a canister full of whatever I have, like a raw resource like titanite. I can just drop that down and it'll automatically smelt it, and then I can put an empty canister down and it'll fill that up with titanium. I can also drop a soil canister, which is I have here. So if I want to go make some more clay, to make some more ceramic, I can do so. It's super handy. And one last midnight, this is the last shout out I'll give you on this. This was probably the smartest thing I've seen on, on those videos in the longest time. So these are the 2 button repeaters. Let me disconnect everything. So if you got 2 button repeaters, you can, I just drop one down here and then connect it to the other button repeater. Let's get on the back. And then I take the second button repeater and connect it to the first one. Try to get on the side. And then when you turn one of these on, it's sending an infinite cycle of activity, right? It's just an infinite loop of turning each other on. So if I break this out and put it onto my centrifuge, it's automatically going to, it's just infinitely going to, as long as I have soil, it's just going to keep producing clay or whatever I set it to. Now the downside of this is going to have a full clay set, but because the infinite power is on, saying anytime I can turn on, from after this it's only going to use 1 soil canister. So there's probably some better way to do this with some logistical programming, whatever. I typically turn this on, let it run, fine, do one soil canister at a time, and then I got other stuff to do. I got stuff to smelt, I got stuff to make, I got stuff to do. So fine, do it. I'll be back later. And then to stop it, you just click on the connector pin there, and it won't start cycling. So anyway, it works pretty good for me. Again, this is a largest platform C. Everything's pretty self-contained. I don't really have to worry about arms and platforms and stuff. There's a little bit of canister moving around, but who cares? So yeah, that works out pretty good for me. And then I've just got a platform of my gases, my gassy gas. And then I really like this setup where I've got a whole platform B of the medium power batteries, because it's really putting out a lot of power. So that's going to be, this is going to be my new go-to setup for power on any station or planet that I need. This is kind of a janky. I don't know if a lot of people use this. Don't know, don't care. This is just how I do it. I get to Glacio so I can get my medium storage silos. Once I do that and get a bunch of these, because it's more abundant, Titanite is more abundant on Glacio. And I'm already here building bytes, doing all kinds of stuff. So I make a bunch of these medium silos, and then I take them over to the Valsania or whatever it's called. Let's look it up. I go over to Valsania so I can get lithium, because there's a lot of lithium and there's a lot of quartz. So between the lithium, which is all you need for batteries, and the quartz to make glass, to make this small wind turbine, this is my little portable power station that I create, and it just fits on a 2-slot, so I can put this on my tractor, I can put it on the rover, I can put it on a base platform, and it works even underground. I was surprised when I first did this. I'm like, oh, I need to go down and get some more stuff, and sure enough, I'm at the planet core and the wind's blowing. So it's charging in a lot of different environments and a lot of different planets. I don't know if that's a case for every planet, because like there's a lot that I don't even go to. Novus, I don't remember the last time I've been to Novus or whatever it's called, Nova. But it does put out quite a bit of power. If we disconnect all these, so right now with all my little stuff, I got 66. Doesn't really matter. Let's take this all apart, and we'll put one on here. This is just like I haven't spent the time to really build this out. So if I've got one of my power packs, it's putting out 12, which isn't too bad. It's not bad, like I said, for just throwing it on the back of a tractor slot, on a rover, emergency power. One or two of these at a small base on a planet just to get, the atmospheric condenser. It works for that. Now with the turbines going, the wind turbines, I'm up to 17.5. So it's not bad. It does its job. It does the thing that the thing needs to do. There's probably more efficient things that I could do. But early game, and I use these up until, I say early game, in the late game. It's not like I've ever finished it, but I've unlocked everything pretty much. Everything is, all my bytes, I got 24,000. I don't care about glow sticks. So almost everything is unlocked that I use. I don't use dynamite. I don't use fireworks. It's not my game. It's not my jam. So anyway, that is my battery pack. That is my base. These are my research chambers. Anyway, love the game. Keep up the work. Fix them devs. If you ever watch this, fix them bugs. I'm a programmer as well, so I know about bugs and they suck. But if I could stop, it would be nice if it never happened that when I'm just walking around underground, I hit something invisible and can't move. There's nothing there. There's never been anything there. Why can't I move past it? Or I'm in my rover and I get stuck. There's nothing there, and I have to back out. That's so frustrating. Also, a lot of times when I close Astroneer, I'd say 90% of the time, that still shows up in the resource manager on my Windows machine. So I have to open up that task manager. I have to force it to end because it says it's still running, even though it's not running. Anyway, there you go. Take away what you like, use what you want, don't use what you don't want. Don't care. Leaders.